Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Julie Saillant, and I really appreciate each and every one of you watching the videos and anything that I write. So thank you so much for being here. I do a lot of different things, but what I basically do is I help unhappy entrepreneurs and artists follow their intuition and flip their mindsets so that they can have the freedom and the life that they love. Basically, I bring you into alignment, and I come from a little bit of a different angle than a lot of other coaches. I am a certified life optimization coach as well as an empath, but I hate using labels because I feel as though we are all so multi-dimensional. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Who do you want to be? I work alone, but I also have a colleague, and I started the Brave Academy, which was put on my heart about 5 to 6 years ago, and it just opened doors. And this is to work with a few specific entrepreneurs, professionals, or artists that are either they have a business already, but they are not happy with it. They want to go in a different direction, or you just want to grow and expand it, but you don't know how. In any case, you want to go to your next level, but you just don't know how to get there on your own. Because as I always say, no one can see their own stuff, even me, right? Nobody can see their own junk, right? Or you may be someone who's in the corporate world, who was like I was and was in there for a long time, but really didn't feel as though it was a fit for them because you're not using your gifts. You don't feel like you kind of belong there. And it can be very stifling and very, very difficult to go to a job every day where you spend more time at your job than with your family and not like it and even hate it, right? So I spent so many years in fear, professionally especially. And I just knew that when I came out of it and started using my gifts to help others, that they got so much value out of it because I know where you are. If you're in that world, if you're in any of those spaces, whether you're in the world, want to get out, whether you're an entrepreneur and you're changing things, but you don't know how to do it, I know exactly where you are. You have sleepless nights. You're frustrated. You can wake up at 3, 4 in the morning, tossing and turning. You're worried about money. You don't know how to make this new maneuver work for you, but yet at the same time, you know that you have to change. And one of the things that I'm very good at is mindset work and helping people move from scarcity mentality to an abundant mentality. Because when I say abundance, a lot of people think about money, right? And that's actually not true. Abundance can come in many, many forms. You can have an abundance of health. You can have an abundance of friends. You can have an abundance of almost anything, right? But what I teach is something different than what others teach. And that is that I always believed that physically, spiritually, professionally, personally, all of those buckets were separate. In other words, if I was not in shape, right? If I was 50 pounds overweight, which I was, how does that affect me professionally? It doesn't affect me at all, right? That's what I thought. That's actually not the case. Each one of these silos needs to be filled to the brim, right? So that you can help others or show up and do your very best work. Because if you're overweight, like I was, I didn't feel good in my skin. It didn't matter what I put on, I felt bad about myself. I didn't look the way I really wanted to look in my mind's eye. And I didn't feel as effective and I didn't have the energy. And I know that sounds kind of like so what for a lot of people, and I get it. But it really became more about the energy and how I felt and how I could show up in life versus the vanity of it, right? I kind of let that go. And it was kind of like, okay, it's not just to look good, but I want to feel good and I want to be strong. And so what did I do? I changed everything. I changed my eating, started going to the gym 6 days a week and really working on myself. And I'm proud to say I've kept it off in over a year. But it took a lifestyle change, and it took me looking at a picture and going, oh my gosh, that's what I look like? Holy cow. Because so many of us are so good at dissuading ourselves and kind of playing tricks on ourselves. Like, I'm not that big. Same thing can happen with money. You can think that you're okay and your bank account's dwindling and dwindling until you get to that moment of panic and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? I need to pivot, and I don't know how, right? So I ask you what we always ask in the Brave Academy is, which I teach with a colleague, which is amazing. It's, who do you want to be? And, you know, helping people that are unhappy gives me so much joy because I was unhappy for so long. I was a chronic people pleaser, and I didn't have this, I'm a strong person, but I just didn't want to disappoint people and hurt them. And so I figured I'll hurt myself instead of them professionally and stay where I really am not happy. But the last position that I have that I always say, if you've seen any of my other videos, it looked great on paper, right? But I was so miserable when I got laid off. It was like, I just felt the chains broke. It was like, instead of saying to myself, okay, let's get another job and just keep going on this track, going to nowhere, because that's what I was comfortable with. And we do so much that we're comfortable with because we're afraid of failure. We're afraid that we won't pull through. We're afraid that we're not good enough. And that whole self-worth thing comes through, right? But it's subconscious so much of the time, right? But when that happened to me, that was a moment that was like, I'm free. And now I can go forward, and now I can open up my own place and say, you know what? I have gifts and I can help you. And it's really interesting because so many people don't understand how really talented and gifted they are, because all they do is think in the business world, in the mind world. They don't bring in the artistic side of it or the feeling side of it. But if you're a heart-centered entrepreneur, if you're an artist or a professional, which so many people are waking up to be, I'm so thrilled about that, then this will resonate with you. And one thing I wanted to read to you was a download that I got. Remember, please, we work with people, whether you're spiritual or not. You do not have to have a spiritual business to work with us. You may not even have a business. You may just want to go to the next level in your life, but you don't know what that is or how to get there, right? And what I got from this download, I thought would help you. And it said, you see, dear one, the money, right? Your temper and your ego as separate. You see them separate. Just like I said, those 4 silos, we see them as separate, but really that's not the case. If the bucket of physicality is not full, meaning you're overweight, you're tired, your energy's low, you hate the way you look, you're unhappy, that vibration of I'm not happy, this stinks, I'm not where I want to be, I'm depressed, I'm angry, all vibes out into the world, right? And that goes into your business. So let me read this to you. You see, dear one, the money and your temper and your ego, you see them as separate, and they are not, right? They are all related. Your ego drives you to keep up with others. Your love of beauty is wonderful, but costly if you like expensive things. And I always say it's okay to like expensive things, right? I do, but you need to be able to pay for them and actually have that lifestyle to get to that place, right? So money and lifestyle, that leaves you judging yourself. And then you feed this beast, which I always fed when I was younger, which is comparing myself to others. And I would always lose. They would always have more than I did. They have more money, they have more connections, they're smarter than I am, they have better looks, they're more elegant, whatever it is, right? They have the right jobs, they have the right people behind them. So it's easy for them, but that's really not the case. That happens so few and far between. You'd be shocked. We look at people and compare, and they say that comparison is the thief of joy. I truly believe that. You want to get to the point where you are running your own race. There is nobody else that you are competing with, just you, right? And your job is to be better today than you were yesterday, and tomorrow to be better than today, right? So that pebble becomes a rock in your life, and you must deal with it. And when you can learn to live simply and let go of those things that are lavish or out of your reach, you will be provided for, right? You've always had the enemy at your doorstep like a wolf, trying to make you succumb to maybe a job that you don't want, a relationship that's not working, a hate of yourself, low self-worth, right? Because if you change your focus and you don't do any introspection and discernment, you won't grow, and you won't see these potholes, as I call them, And then you get caught in what I call these loops, where you do the same thing time after time. And what that looks like, so I'd have a job and I wouldn't like it after a year because I knew that I was going to either be let go or something would happen. So what did I do? I self-sabotaged and I said subconsciously, okay, well, you know what? If I don't belong here and they're going to get rid of me for whatever reason, I'm just going to maybe stop working or not work as great as I usually can or whatever. In other words, I'll hurt myself first and won't give you the opportunity to do so. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I did. I had jobs where I stayed for quite a long time, but it was a pattern. So I'd ask you to look at the patterns in your life, right? Focus on love, on service, on honor, right? And put your loved ones in your mind. If you're not going to work for yourself, for your loved ones, for your family, and really dig deep. And you can bring in spirituality if that's comfortable for you. And if it's not, that's okay too. But whatever it is that's going to get you moving towards your next space, towards your happiness, that's what you need to do. Keep it super simple, right? Because simple can be profound, right? Let go of your fear, right? Let go of your jealousy, let go of your judgment, because it is not right to be envious of others. So what does that have to do with your business? Everything, everything. Whether you're going to work, on your own, you've got your own business, or you're going to work in the corporate world, no matter what it is, whether you're an artist, entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. It all ties together because it's all about you. You're a multi-dimensional creature. You have way more than one skill, and they could be completely different. But if you can take them and combine them or keep them separate and use them all, I would encourage you to do that. Don't just do one thing if you've got 5 other things that you're super good at. Find a way to incorporate them. And if you don't know, ask me. Reach out to me. Everything will be, put all the information below, and we'll help you with that, right? Help with the money blocks. If you're waking up at 4 in the morning, I've done this myself. Everyone I know has, right? All my clients wake up in the morning and it's like, oh my goodness, I'm scared. What do I do? I don't know how to do this. You need to get with somebody who's actually done it, who's okay, right? Who knows how to change that vibration, right? Because I speak to my clients, and I'm speaking to you like the divine sentient beings that you are, because that's what you are. And even that's not really spiritual. It's just saying, if you're in business and things aren't working the way you want them to, and you're trying to make a shift, or you're just trying to go to your next level, right? As a human, that means that everything that you have here that got you here, and you want to go here, isn't going to work. You need new skills and new tools to go here. So what's worked before will stop working. And this is when things get tough, right? This is when it can get really scary for an entrepreneur, artist, or anybody who's in business for themselves, because you're taking something that was working and now you're shifting into something different to go to your next level. But what's happening? It takes time, right? It doesn't happen just like that. So you get nervous because it's like, YouTube used to be working for me. Now it's not working so much anymore because they changed our algorithms. And unless you have millions of people, I'm not getting the views that I used to get. So what do I do? Okay, I'm going to try another platform. And I am getting views, but it takes time. People need to get to know you. You need to reach out, right? But you panic in the in between because it's kind of like, well, I'm not over here, but I'm not there. I'm in between. I'm transitioning. It's just as if you were moving to another city or starting another career or moving up in your job from maybe assistant to maybe a junior vice president, whatever it is. It can be scary, right? So what I would like to leave you with is, one, believe in yourself. You're a divine sentient being. You're amazing. You're multidimensional. You have skills like crazy. And I guarantee you only scratch the surface of what you can actually do. But I'd also like you to know and remember this, that everything that you do, right? Everything that you say has consequences, positive and negative. Whatever you're putting out into the universe right now, what I'm saying right now, and putting out positive vibes into the universe, coming from me out, right? That's what people feel. It's the same with your business. The people that you work with internally, your own employees, or your clients or prospective clients, right? It's all, they feel you, your energy. It's got nothing to do with the spirituality. That's just who we are wired as humans. It's just that you may not have thought of it this way before. So the more that you change gears, the more unsure you are, right? The more you're worried about money. And then the negatives come through, the negative thoughts. I'm not good enough. I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. Maybe I should move forward, right? You're in a loop now and you're caught and you're stuck. And you need somebody like me to help pull you out. Or you need to sit down and really map out a plan to change. And you can change and reinvent yourself as many times as you want. I really want to leave you with this. You can't see everything that's happening to you or that you're thinking. Nobody can. But that's what I do. That's my special power, is I can see what's stopping you and blocking you, get rid of it and bring you back into alignment. Because when you're in alignment, opportunities, people, places, and things that are good for you and your highest self come towards you effortlessly. You don't have to pull them out and go, come back to me, right? Kicking and screaming. You have all the answers within. You're a smart cookie. Look within, don't look outside of yourself. The answers are within. And just know that this is a process and takes time. It doesn't happen in one fell swoop in 1 second, but you will get there. And remember that everything that you feel and say is going out into the universe. So it would really behoove you to start being positive about yourself, about your business. And then once you do that, then we can get down to the nitty-gritty of strategies and all that fun stuff to bring you to your next level. If you are interested in working with me, I would love to talk with you. If you're interested in the Brave Academy, it's taught with another colleague. Between us, we have over 40 years experience. These are really time-tested tools. And this is something that nobody else is teaching. We really go deep, and it's all based on you, right? So everything, we have the modules, which I'll put links to, but it's really about you. We change things all the time to match the person, to match the client. So I would love to see you on the other side. Let us help you get to the next level. And please keep shining your light, because the world needs it. You're an amazing person. And as I said, everything will be linked below. And remember, who do you want to be? I don't care what age you are. Remember this. You are the light. And you are smart, and you can have anything you want, right? As long as you're breathing, I don't care what age you are, you have time to win. Right? They say that Warren Buffett made his millions after 50, right? As long as you're breathing, you're winning, and you can move forward to your next level and then the next after that. Okay, guys, please leave me a comment, because I read everything. I always respond to the comments. I'd like to know if this helped you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.